I actually think it would be really interesting to do a double feature with The Last Showgirl and The Substance. Pamela Anderson doesn't turn into a blob monster at The Last Showgirl. That movie's very much grounded, but they deal with similar themes. The Last Showgirl is a phenomenal new movie directed by Gia Coppola and written by Kate Gersten. The movie follows Shelly, played by Pamela Anderson, who's been part of this Las Vegas dance review for 30-something years, and it's finally coming to a close, and she doesn't know what's next for her. And the true heartbreak of this movie is that Shelly has dedicated her life to this dance show. She has an estranged relationship with her daughter, played by Billie Lourd. There are younger girls on the dance review who kind of see Shelly as like a mother-like figure, and it seems like they'll probably be fine if the show closes, but the same can't be said for Shelly. And it needs to be said first and foremost that Pamela Anderson is phenomenal in this movie. She gives one of the best performances of the year. She exemplifies the heartbreak when she's like initially denying like what's going to happen and like with the likelihood of her being able to get this kind of work, and then accepting the reality. And there are multiple things happening here, right? On the one hand, it does kind of function as a meta-narrative on Pamela Anderson's career, really the career of any women who have had to age in Hollywood. Pamela Anderson was this sex symbol in the 90s, and then she hasn't been working as much in the decades since. And it kind of like following Shelly as she also wonders what her place in this industry is like. But even if you don't want to look at it from a meta lens, it's ultimately a movie about dedicating your life to something that a lot of people just don't kind of care about. Like, the dance show in the movie has been around since the 80s, and they're given 2 weeks notice that it's closing, and they're barely making any money during that 2 weeks. Shelley has devoted her life to this, and one of the interesting questions that the movie kind of raises is she even good at it? Like, is she a good dancer? Like, the movie does grapple with topics like ageism and sexism, but like also just like kind of how talented is she? But that almost doesn't matter, because that's not the point with this movie. She loves dancing, and that's the most important thing. She's done something for decades that she's loved, she's made a living with, maybe not like a glamorous living, but some kind of living, and it's caused, her to sacrifice so much, especially with her relationships. And I think that's the thing most people are going to relate to. I think a lot of people have had jobs or hobbies that they loved, but maybe their friends or family just weren't really into or didn't understand. But that's besides the point, because it brought you so much joy. So you want to continue doing it. This is such a great movie, and it casts Pamela Anderson in a new light. It's the juicy, emotionally driven role she's always needed to prove like just how talented she was. And I give it 9 out of 10, honestly. The Last Showgirl has had a limited release so far. It's only been like some theaters and some festivals. I think it's getting a wider release starting January 10th, 2025, and I would definitely check it out again once it's in theaters.